The Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu-led administration has always portrayed itself as being responsible and responsive in making life more comfortable for the Lagos State judiciary. He further demonstrated this by swearing in 2 High Court judges and reassuring of his administration's commitment to giving all the necessary support required for the diligent discharge of their judicial duties. Welcome to the Governor This Week. I am Lekan Onabanjo. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has charged members of the Lagos State judiciary to remain an example of equity, fairness and do their job with the highest level of integrity. Speaking during the swearing-in of a Deputy Chief Registrar and a legal practitioner as High Court judges in Lagos State, Governor Sanwo-Olu said the judges earned their nominations and appointments to the High Court of the state based on their sterling credentials and experience in their respective areas of engagement.
You could see that indeed in compliance we would have had a much more fuller hall, but because of the reality of the pandemic, we need to continue to live and demonstrate examples at all we do. So I would say once again, Happy New Year to all of you, and how truly delighted I am that my first major assignment this year is the activity that we're just witnessing here this morning. And that's because how important and critical we take the third arm, very independent arm of government, the judiciary, how important and how critical we take that arm seriously. And once the observation was brought forward and said that, Mr. Governor, approval has been given, we need to swear them in as soon as possible, I said, yes, we will do it, with the next couple of days. And like the CJ said, we gave only 3 days notice. It's also because we have enjoyed a tremendous support from the judiciary, of course, led by the Honorable, my Lord, the Chief Judge, who constantly brings forward a leadership that is second to none. And the least we can do is to continue to ensure that we give that arm of government all they require to continue to administer justice, to continue to be the voice for the voiceless, and to continue to let our citizens believe that indeed Lagos State Judiciary is working and is working well for all of them. And so for us, it's a very simple assignment. We will continue to ensure that we give our judicial arm of government all they require to continue to do what they know best, which is to serve our citizens. And I want to use this opportunity to congratulate and to bring on board, like you've heard and you've seen, and I'm sure you know, the best judicial service in the country in volume work, in the amount of how quickly they dispose on to justices, and you're joining that theme today. I want to congratulate you, congratulate your family, but more importantly, to say to you that you have done very well. That's where you are here today. I've never met any of you before, like the CJ said, and it is your work that has reflected here today. And I want to say that that which you've done thus far, you certainly need to also do a lot more, because not only will the eyes be on you now, people will be expecting a whole lot more from you. And I can tell you that you will succeed. I can see the vibrancy, in the two of you. Is a blend of the young and the not so young, and it goes to reflect how vibrant our judicial is, and it brings I don't want to use generation, but it brings 2 different arms. And I know, like the CJ said, that even in the hierarchy at the federal level, you will not be found wanting. But just to say that, indeed, even as you come in, you can see that the CJ had said that in the course of the year, people that have served not only our government and have served our citizens very well will at some point in time, be retiring, and the activity means that even before you finish 1 year, you also become a senior, because people will be coming right behind you and you begin to see the ladder of progress. But more importantly, is to reassure the judiciary that all of the events and all of the promises we gave you last year, we're fully aware of it and will not shy away from those responsibilities. We will, by the grace of Almighty God, build for you bigger, nicer, more beautiful chambers that will speak to the quality of service we render to our citizens. Like you keep saying, we will not be deterred by what has happened because we're forward-looking, and it's really for us to recreate, the future that we so believe in and we see. And I want to thank my Lord, the CJ, for proactively going forward to also seek support. And I want to assure you that I will also put a call through to the Federal Attorney General and get him to respond to our request. Because what we're doing is not only for our state, it's actually for the whole nation. Because here sits a very large request, for that sector of our government, of our economy, and we cannot shy away from the responsibility. So I will be working with you to ensure that all you require, you get it very, very quickly. And I want you to take back messages to all our other justices that our government realize and appreciates, even in this difficult time, their sacrifice and ensuring that all is well and they continue, to respond to the needs of our citizens. I'm aware that, yes, last year we also increased our magistracy cadre, and you've reminded me that I make promises and I usually fulfill them. And so we will try and ensure that we come up with their needs very, very quickly. We'll check we'll quickly check our numbers, and we will try and see how we bring the relief, to the magistracy as well. And of course, the new justices that have just been sworn in, everything that they require for them to settle in will be done as soon as possible. Finally, is really to just, once again, in the spirit of the vote of assurance that Honorable Justice Olubukola Florence, I will cover. I know your husband that you said that you will, and your other learned brother, use this opportunity to reassure our citizens and the judiciary that you will continue to remain an examples of equity, fairness, doing your work with integrity at the highest level. Those are the things that delight us. Those are the words that we want to hear. And we know that if you have said it, you will live it. I want to wish you all the very best. I want to wish the Lagos State Judiciary all the very best. And I can assure our citizens that as we go into this new year, like the CJ prayed, that we will live and we'll see a more peaceful environment, but it will come with a lot of stress because the numbers are huge and the requests are a lot, but we'll manage the stress. But God will keep all of us safe, even in this period of a global pandemic. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Governor of Lagos State Babajide Sanwo-Olu during the week said the state government would participate fully in all the programs leading to the final burial of the former military governor of the state, Rear Admiral Ndubuisi Kanu, retired. Speaking during the condolence visit to the family of Ndubuisi at the deceased residence, Governor Sanwo-Olu, who was accompanied by his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, the secretary to the Lagos State government, Folashade Jaji, chief of staff, Tayo Inde, and some members of the state executive council, described the late elder statesman as a detribalized Nigerian.
And the children, the condolence has been said by the deputy. We will also formally express, our condolences as a state to you. But just to reiterate and to confirm to you, the state will be fully participating in the program, leading to what the family would want us to do in all of the programs leading to the final burial. The state has identified a 4-man committee that can work with the family from tomorrow, whatever. I mean, we'll drop their names so that we can have, you know, our own full imprint. Is a man that I personally have come to respect. Is a man that has supported our government from day one. Is a man that I personally respect, not because he's no more with us, but he has been to my office on 2 occasions, and all of our events, he's been a pillar that we see. He's completely detribalized. He's a builder, and he's a brother across the Niger. You know, so he's, like you said, he's a true, real Nigerian that we all need to celebrate. So that's why we're here, humbly, you know, for and on behalf of the government and people of Lagos State, to say and to reassure you that the state is solidly beside you, you know, in also this time of grief, and to express, you know, our condolences once again, and to say that whatever you would want us to, because we want you to lead, but we are right beside you to ensure, and other stakeholders, because it's not just a man for one part, it's a national figure, you know, and other stakeholders to ensure that we immortalize and we give him a befitting, you know, passage of exit out of this world. I want to thank you again. I want to assure you that the government is fully with you. In that committee from the state government will be led and headed by the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, you know, and others of his colleagues are here, Home Affairs, and I think 2 or 3 others which we will mention, so that we have a seamless interaction and collaboration going forward. Thank you very much.
Rear Admiral Ndubisi Kanu was one of those that laid the pillar of this state as a military governor, and most importantly, his contribution to what we are now benefiting in this country today, democracy. Because if people like him were in short supply, this country will not be like this. So people like him, even though there are not many, but they stood firm. They went through all sorts of terrible things, but they were good men. So for us in Lagos, we celebrate his life because we know that only God will live forever, and that we as human beings, we will come and go. But what is important is, what did you do with your life? So I think we can say with both sides of our mouth that our father lived a good life. So because of that, we want to commiserate with the family. We pray that God in his infinite mercy will give our father heaven, and that his soul will rest in perpetual peace, and that God will be with his family because of the role that our father played in this country. God will be with you. God will continue to be your sustenance and guide this family aright. Lagos State, we appreciate our father. Certainly we do. That's why we are all here. In fact, we have a program for today, a training that we brought people from university. We said, no, keep doing your training. We paid you, it doesn't matter. But we will be here. And that's why we are here. So we commiserate with you. We know that our father is irreplaceable, but we know that God is always there. So God will be with you. God will guide you, and may his soul rest in perfect peace. Thank you very much.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has commended all officers in the military, Nigerian police and the Legion for their efforts in protecting the country against external aggression and keeping the internal peace. Speaking at the year 2021 Armed Forces Remembrance Day Parade and wreath-laying ceremony at the Remembrance Arcade, Tafawa Balewa Square in Lagos, the governor said Nigerians should be thankful to God for celebrating this year's ceremony despite the COVID-19 pandemic.
It's usually a yearly ceremony, and we're thankful that this year's ceremony could still also be observed. I want to congratulate and commend all of our officers in the military and also the Nigerian police, but more especially the men of the Legion, everybody that has participated in this year's Armed Forces Remembrance ceremony, the parade, the men on guard and everything. I think it's been also a testimonial and it's a yearly ritual that we're thankful to God that we can still keep this year's activity as important as it is. We're still able to observe all of the protocols, and you can see that everything has gone very, very well. It's just a 1-hour event, and we're thankful for the organizers that they've been able to put this together again. Thank you very much, gentlemen of the press. Thank you.
Lagos State Police Command deployed 1,250 special constabulary officers for community policing this week to boost security in different parts of the state. Speaking at the passing out parade of the community policing special constabulary officers held at the Police College, Ikeja, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, while being represented by his Chief of Staff, Tayo Ayinde, appealed to all Lagosians, especially community leaders and associations, to support community policing by cooperating with the officers.
The issue of security and safety of lives and property have been a major source of concern, which requires deliberate and urgent attention by the government and the cooperation of all citizens. In an attempt to address this challenge, there was a national consensus on the need to embrace community policing, which has been identified as a potent strategy that will complement the efforts of the Nigerian police to effectively combat crime and criminal activities in our society. Today, a major progress has been toward making this initiative a reality. The passing out of 1,250 special constabulary officers who have undergone series of training, specially designed to equip them with the skills required for the job, is an indication of the commitment of the government to this initiative. I commend the State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Hakeem Odumosu. I also commend the Commandant of this reputable college and all the instructors and everyone that has contributed to the successful execution of this initiative to this crucial stage. As we all know, adequate training is key to the achievement of the goal of any initiative such as this. Let me congratulate all the special constabulary officers for successfully undergoing these rigors of this training program designed to prepare you for the challenges ahead. You must understand that you have been recruited to perform a very important job, which is about improving on the existing security architecture and making it more effective. Your major responsibility is to support the operation of the State Police Command through the provision of credible and timely intelligence on activities within the community which might result in perpetration of crime and threats to security of life and property. In carrying out your responsibility, it is very important that you operate within the operational guidelines that have been given to you. In recognition of the importance attached to the duty you have been recruited to perform, I want to assure you that the state government will accord your welfare priority. We will also provide everything that you will require to carry out your assignment most effectively and efficiently. Let me also appeal to all Lagosians, especially community leaders and associations, to support the initiative by incorporating these officers. They are no stranger but people that are known to you within your communities. Let us therefore embrace this initiative to improve security and safety to our lives and property within our various communities. I congratulate and commend the chairmen and members of the State Community Policing Advisory Committee and the State Community Policing Committee for their effort and the progress that have been recorded so far in making community policing initiative a reality in Lagos State. I thank you all for listening. God bless you all.
The protection of the country against external aggression and keeping the internal peace is by no means a cheap feat. The governor showed his appreciation to the officers in the military, the Nigerian police and the Legion by laying a wreath in their honor and promising to bring succor to families of those slain. And that's it on the Governor this week. But then you can continue with conversations of the Governor's activities on all the social media platforms showing on your screen. See you next week. I am Lekan Onabanjo.